four walls of the bedroom are entirely gray. A heavy reminder of the cynical day. The ceiling is just a heavy painted plasterboard, but I have a secret and a beautiful reward. I plug the heavy jack into the silver receiver. I'm a devoted and a vintage believer. I turn the volume up and close my tired eyes, and suddenly I'm looking at the painted skies. The physical room completely disappears, washing away the residue of modern fears. I'm floating in the middle of a velvet sea, a beautiful dimension meant exclusively for me. I'm flying in my private stereo skies tonight, bathed in the soft and celestial light. Private stereo skies, deep and wide, with absolutely nowhere for my spirit to hide. I don't need a window or an open door. I found exactly what I was looking for. The synthesizer plays a heavenly slow hum. We're marching to a steady, quiet drum. The singer is whispering a comforting tune under the watch of a painted silver moon. The frequency washes over my heavy chest, the absolute perfect place for my soul to rest. A vintage sanctuary made of plastic and wire, burning with a quiet and a beautiful fire. Let the universe spin in its heavy cold rush. I'm living safely inside the velvet hush. A masterpiece painted in silver and blue, a perfect reflection of me and you. I'm flying in my private stereo skies tonight, bathed in the soft and celestial light. Private stereo skies, deep and wide, with absolutely nowhere for my spirit to hide. I don't need a window or an open door. I found exactly what I was looking for. Stereo skies, stereo skies, just for me. The seasons change and the neon fades. We're walking through the shifting shades. I see the restless spirit in your eyes, looking for a truth among the lies. You tell me that you need to find your way, to chase the ghosts of yesterday. I won't try to hold you like a chain, or keep you hidden from the summer rain. Go ahead and wander through the digital sea. as it's been. I know exactly where my heart has been. A vintage loyalty that never dies, reflected in the quiet of the skies. I'll still be here when the journey ends, when the broken analog heart defends. I'll still be here underneath the glow, watching the heavy city rivers flow. No matter how far you decide to steer, look back and know I'll still be here. Still be here. Still be here. Still be still be here. Still be here.
Pressure is building outside of the door. The chaotic oceans are starting to roar. I see the exhaustion pulling you down, a heavy weight in this cynical town. You've been fighting the battles for far too long. Let me step up and sing you a song. Rest your tired head on my shoulder tonight. I'm perfectly ready to finish the fight. Stand behind me, let the shadows fall. I built a fortress with a heavy wall. The static is loud, but my signal is clear. You have absolutely nothing to fear. I'm holding the line, steady and strong, right in the pieces where they belong. Holding the line in the neon glow. I will never, ever let you go. Let the world crash like a digital wave. I'm guarding the sanctuary that we save. The synthesizer plays a triumphant chord, a beautiful victory and a sweet reward. I'm wearing the armor so you can be free, an analog shield in the digital sea. We don't need to run and we don't need to hide, as long as I'm standing right by your side. A vintage courage, deep and true. My entire youth
slowly I pass. The leaves are all glowing in purple and pink. A magical forest right over the brink. No engines are screaming, no sirens around. Just the beautiful resonant crystalline sound. The tires are rolling on emerald green. The absolute calm of the cyber machine. Crystalline cruising deep in the glow, taking the vehicle steady and slow. The trees are all singing a digital song, telling my spirit that this is where I belong. Crystalline cruising, a paradise found, floating so softly right over the ground. A synthetic owl is watching my flight with optical sensors of yellow and white. The dashboard is dimming, respecting the peace. I feel all the tension and sorrow release. The trunk of the willow is glowing inside, a circuit of data that cannot go hide. I roll down the window and breathe in the chill, a perfect design of the architect's will. No engines are screaming, no sirens around. Just the beautiful resonant crystalline sound. The tires are rolling on emerald green. The absolute calm of the cyber machine. Crystalline cruising deep in the glow, taking the vehicle steady and slow. The trees are all singing a digital song, telling my spirit that this is where I belong. Crystalline cruising, a paradise found, floating so softly right over the ground. Shatter the dark, light up the wire. A forest of glass, a quiet desire. Crystalline cruising deep in the glow, taking the vehicle steady and slow. The trees are all singing a digital song, telling my spirit that this is where I belong. Crystalline cruising, a paradise found, floating so softly right over the ground. Glass in the wind, neon and light, cruising away.
There's a heavy mist in the midnight air. We've driven the car to We're putting our hearts on the line tonight, under the glow of the dashboard light. Hearts on the line, with nothing to lose. A beautiful path that we finally choose. Let the shadows fall, let the thunder roll. I'm betting it all on the analog soul. The synthesizer is humming a low, deep note. I swallow the fear that is caught in my throat. You reach across the seat and you take my hand, a quiet agreement that we understand. We don't need a guarantee or a map to navigate through this romantic gap. Just a steady trust and a willing mind, leaving the ghost of the past behind. If we crash and burn, at least we tried. With the windows down and the world cast aside, but I have a feeling we're going to fly right into the heart of the purple sky. We're putting our hearts on the line tonight, under the glow of the dashboard light. Hearts on the line, with nothing to lose. A beautiful path that we finally choose. Let the shadows fall, let the thunder roll. I'm betting it all on the analog soul. Hearts on the line, no turning back. Hearts on the line, on the midnight track.
The engine is a whisper in the velvet dark. I'm a solitary arrow looking for a mark. The highway is a ribbon made of silver and gray, washing all the complicated daytime away. I'm watching the yellow lights pass over the glass, a rhythmic reminder that the hours pass. They paint a brief shadow on the leather and wood, making me feel completely understood. No heavy conversations, no ringing phone, just the absolute beauty of being alone. The outside world is a muted, distant hum. I'm marching perfectly to a silent invisible sky. The tape deck is playing a highly muffled track. I know that I am never really turning back. The neon signs flicker from the sleeping motels, escaping the prisons and escaping the cells. I trace the lines of light upon the plastic dial and find myself wearing an invisible on the glowing clock. I'm turning the key in the midnight lock. A moving sanctuary rolling on the road, taking the pressure off the heavy load. Dashboard reflections in the middle of the night, guided by the ghosts of the amber light. Dashboard reflections slipping through the blue, a hypnotic journey, looking out for you. I surrender the wheel to the analog dream, floating safely down the digital stream. The pavement is a mirror of magenta and blue. I'm standing on the corner waiting just for you. The collar of my trench coat is pulled up high underneath the weeping artificial sky. The diner sign is flickering, buzzing in the rain, a cinematic backdrop for a quiet, gentle pain. I check my heavy watch as the traffic rolls by, a solitary shadow with a beautiful alibi. The physical world is rushing to get warm, but I am standing perfectly inside the heavy storm. I don't mind the water and I don't mind the chill, because the thought of you makes the universe still. I'm just a neon silhouette in the velvet dark, holding on tightly to the analog spark. A neon silhouette painted in the wet, a beautiful picture I will never forget. The edges are soft and the colors are blurred, waiting patiently for your quiet spoken word. The trumpet whispers a relaxing slow line, untangling the heavy knots along my spine. I see a pair of headlights cutting through the gray, washing the isolation completely away. The car pulls up and the window rolls down, the absolute finest moment in this cynical town. A vintage devotion, perfectly clear. I have everything that I need right here. patiently for your quiet spoken word. Silhouette, 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 washing the pain.
The words are tangled right behind my lips, like a sinking vessel, like a solar eclipse. I practice lines in the mirror all day long, but every single sentence comes out wrong. You're sitting there in the pale moonlight, a beautiful vision in the middle of the night. I wanna tell you what is in my heart, but I just don't know how or where to start. The static hums a quiet, gentle tune under the gaze of a silver moon. I'm gathering my courage in the dark, hoping you can feel this little spark. It's hard to say what I really feel, to show you that this analog love is real. It's hard to find the perfect shining word when the voice inside is completely blurred. But if you look into my quiet eyes, you'll see a truth that never fades or dies. The coffee's cooling on the wooden stand. I wanna reach across and hold your hand. We're sitting in a comfortable space, tracing the shadows on your lovely face. I could write a letter, maybe leave a note, hidden in the pocket of your winter coat. But paper tends to fade and turn to dust. I wanna build a bridge of solid trust. Let the silence do the talking for a while. I'll read the secret hidden in your smile. No need to rush the poetry or rhyme. We have the universe, we have the time. It's hard to say what I really feel, to show you that this analog love is real. It's hard to find the perfect shining word when the voice inside is completely blurred. But if you look into my quiet eyes, you'll see a truth that never fades or dies. Hard to say, but I feel it too. Hard to say. I'm in love with you. The winter wind is rattling the window frame, but inside this room we don't even know its name. The fire is dying in the heavy stone hearth, but we are the warmest people on the earth. I turn on the vintage lamp beside the chair and watch the illumination fill the air. It isn't blinding or clinical white, it's a beautiful, soft and forgiving light. The shadows retreat to the corners of the room, chasing away the suffocating gloom.
have a memory to keep the heat, a pocket of sunshine in the velvet blue, a perfect reflection of me and you. We're basking in the amber glow tonight, making the broken piece perfectly right in the amber glow, flawless and clean. The most incredible shelter that I've ever seen. The world might be chaotic and heavy outside, but here in the amber, we don't have to hide. Physical world is turning off its light, surrendering to the heavy velvet night. We're sitting in a bubble made of glass, watching the chaotic modern hours pass. I don't wanna think about the coming day, or watch these beautiful colors turn to gray. Let the clock stop on the bedroom wall before the heavy morning starts to call. The gravity leaves, the frequency clears, washing away all the daylight fears. A telepathic wire connecting us to a highway of stars leading straight to you. Let's make it forever tonight, bathed in the soft and celestial light. Forever tonight in the quiet glow, with absolutely nowhere else to go. We'll pause the cassette on the sweetest track and promise that we're never going back. The synthesizer plays a heavenly hum. We're marching to a steady, quiet drum. I see the galaxies reflecting in your eyes, a million beautiful and sweet replies. We've touched the edges of the digital sea and found the core of our geometry. A vintage romance, timeless and deep, a beautiful promise I'm going to keep. I set it on a beach of pink and gray, watching all the Polaroids slowly fade away. I can still smell the ocean and your sweet perfume, lingering like shadows in an empty room. The tape is getting tangled, the colors start to bleed. You were always everything that I would ever need. Now I'm just a ghost inside a summer dream, floating down a slow and technicolor stream. You're more than a memory, more than a ghost, the one that my heart is missing the most. Still feel your touch in the warm summer breeze, frozen in time like the palm of the trees. More than a memory. I walk the boardwalk where the neon signs flicker. The feeling of losing you only gets thicker. A lo-fi heartbeat in a high-def world, thinking about the way your golden hair swirls. Wait for the replay, turn back the dial. I'd give it all up just to see you smile one more time. You're more than a memory, more than a ghost, more than a ghost, the one that my heart is missing the most. Still feel your touch in the warm summer breeze, frozen in time like the palm of the trees. More than a memory, more than a memory. Oh, is it forever? It's always been you. The moon is hanging like a silver dime above a city that has run out of time. You're caught between the magic and the gray, waiting for the sun to wash the night away. I see you walking on the avenue, searching for a version of the life you knew. But every street is just a dead-end street until the moment that our pulses meet. The sky is falling on the lonely ones, chasing after ghosts of setting suns. But there's a window where the light gets through, and I am waiting there for you.
There's a place where all the dreamers go, behind the curtains of the digital rain, where no one ever has to feel the pain. You've been wandering since the clock struck 10, looking for a way to start it all again. The answers are written in the starlight glow, further than the shadows ever go. It's a long way home when you're all alone, but the night is young and the rhythm's right. Let's disappear into the light. If you get caught between the moon and the sea, the best that you can do is fall in love with me in this neon world where nothing's what it seems. We're just two sailors on a sea of dreams. Yeah, fall in love with me. Between two worlds, where the heart belongs. Between two worlds, writing all our songs. I'm looking through a box of faded gold, a million beautiful stories getting old. The Polaroids are curling at the seams, a paper monument to our vintage dreams. I see us laughing by the ocean wave, before we had to be so incredibly brave. We didn't know the world was heavy and cold. We thought the summer would never get old. The physical clock is ticking much too fast, leaving us stranded in the analog past. If I had a magic button to press tonight, I'd reverse the shadows and reverse the light. I wanna rewind to the happiest times, when the universe played in perfect rhymes. Rewind to the happiest times, soft and clear, before we knew the spelling of the word fear. I'd freeze the frame and stay inside the glow, with absolutely nowhere else to go.
I'll keep the vintage memory living on, a secret sanctuary in the velvet blue, a perfect reflection of me and you. I wanna rewind to the happiest times, when the universe played in perfect rhymes. Rewind to the happiest times, soft and clear, before we knew the spelling of the word fear. I'd freeze the frame and stay inside the glow, with absolutely nowhere else to go. Rewind the tape, rewind the tape to the golden track. I walk down the avenue of yesterday, where the colors of autumn are starting to gray. The streetlights are buzzing the same old tune, under the watch of the very same moon. I stand by the corner where we used to meet, listening to the rhythm of the quiet street. The physical world has completely moved on, but the magic we left here is never quite gone. The wind blows through the hollow of the trees, carrying a vintage analog breeze. If I close my eyes in the fading light, I can hear us laughing in the velvet night. Echoes of us playing in the dark, a beautiful ghost of the original spark. Echoes of us in the neon blue, a permanent footprint of me and you. The calendar turns and the decades fade, but nothing can erase the memories we made. I trace the initials we carved in the wood, standing exactly where we once stood. The synthesizer hums a delicate chord, a quiet whisper and a sweet reward. Time is a river that washes the shore, but some things remain forevermore. A pocket of space in the digital age, a perfectly preserved, beautiful page. Don't be sad that the moment is through. Just be glad that the magic was true. dark, gathering the pieces of the analog spark. 160 stories, side A and side B, a beautiful map of our entire history. I recorded the silence and I recorded the storm, to keep your beautiful spirit perfectly warm. I carefully leveled the bass and the highs to match the quiet comfort inside of your eyes. This isn't just plastic and magnetic tape, it's a fully constructed eternal escape. When the modern world gets too heavy to bear, just press the button and I will be there. Here is the tape with my handwriting on it. Every single piece of my soul I have drawn it. The tape with my handwriting faded and blue. 160 promises exclusively for you. When you feel lonely in the cynical gray, just look at the label and press the play. I poured my entire universe into this plastic shell, a vintage magic that I know incredibly well. The synthesizer swells in a triumphant chord. This analog journey is its own reward. We drove through the neon, we walked in the rain, we washed away the residue of every pain. You'll hear the crackle of the vinyl and the heavy hiss, a perfect container for an endless kiss. Keep it safe in the drawer by the side of your bed, and listen to the quiet, beautiful things I say. Let the digital empires crumble to dust. We have a monument of patience and trust. Whenever the future feels incredibly cold, wrap yourself up in this analog gold. Here is the tape with my handwriting on it. Every single piece of my soul I have drawn it. The tape with my handwriting faded and blue. 160 promises exclusively for you. When you feel lonely in the cynical gray, just look at the label and press the play. I poured my entire universe into this plastic shell, a vintage magic that I know incredibly well. My handwriting, my handwriting, my handwriting. I'm with you now.
running a heavy, invisible race. The shadows are long and the night is cold. A difficult story that's getting too old. But you don't have to stumble in the dark anymore. I'm standing right here by the open door. Drop the heavy bags and leave the past. I've got a sanctuary built to last. The static is breaking, the signal is clear. You have absolutely nothing to fear. I'm gonna shine tonight to guide you home. You never have to walk this world alone. I'm gonna shine tonight, a beacon of gold, to keep you warm from the winter cold. Look at the sky, look at the light. Everything is gonna be alright. We'll wash away the residue of pain in the gentle rhythm of the purple rain. I'll be the lighthouse on the rocky shore when the heavy, chaotic oceans roar. You've been a warrior for far too long. Let me sing you a quiet, healing song, a vintage promise, steady and deep, a beautiful vow I am going to keep. Let the universe spin in its crazy design. As long as your fingers are tangled in mine, we're building a world of silver and blue, and all of the light is shining for you. I'm gonna shine tonight to guide you home. You never have to walk this world alone.
digital world slightly shaken. I'm calling just to say the words tonight before they vanish in the morning light. It's not about the future or the past, just a frequency that's meant to last. I'm calling just to say it, just to say it. Your name in pixels on the screen, a secret message lost in the machine. Maybe it's the timing, maybe it's the tape, looking for a way for us to escape into the rhythm, into the blue. Everything leads me back to you. I'm calling just to say the words tonight before they vanish in the morning light. It's not about the future or the past, just a frequency that's meant to last. I'm calling just to say it, just to say it, just to say it. Digital dawn, echoes of words, just to say. You're looking at the mirror with a heavy frown, feeling like the entire universe let you down. You say you lost the magic in your tired hands, wandering blindly in the empty lands. You think the fire is completely gone, and you don't have the strength to carry on. But I'm looking at you through a different lens, seeing where the beautiful story begins. When the static is loud and the signal is weak, and you can't find the beautiful words to speak, I'll be the voice that calls in the dark, protecting the tiny invisible spark. I'll believe in you even if you don't. I'll carry the promise when you think you won't. Even if you don't see the gold inside, I'll be the ocean till you're pulling tight. I'll hold the vision in the neon blue and keep the faith alive for you. The synthesizer hums a steady deep note, a quiet language we silently wrote. You don't have to force a cinematic smile, just rest in the shadows for a little while. Paint the canvas when your colors fade, and guard the beautiful sanctuary we made. A telepathic wire connecting us to a highway of stars leading straight to you. inside. I'll be the ocean to you pulling tight. I'll hold the vision in the neon blue and keep the faith alive for you. Even if I'll stay right here, even if I'll dry the
had a list of rules I wrote in ink. I told myself to stop and clearly think. I built a wall that was 10 feet high to block the view of the purple sky. I kept my distance and I played it smart, protecting the borders of my quiet heart. But then you looked at me across the room and lit a fire in the midnight gloom. I tried to look away, I tried to run, but the quiet revolution had begun. The logic circuit started breaking down in the center of this neon town. I'm going against my heart, going against my mind, leaving the safety of the shore behind. Going against the rules that I carefully made, stepping out of the comfortable shade. I'm losing the battle, but I'm winning the war, because I can't fight this feeling anymore. The polite conversations are wearing thin. I'm ready to let the real story begin. You have a gravity I can't defy, a vintage magic that I can't deny. The synthesizer plays a steady drone, reminding me I don't wanna go home alone. I'm dropping the armor onto the floor. I don't care about the consequences anymore. A sweet resignation, a beautiful fall. I'm ready to safely surrender it all. Let the cynical theories burn into dust. I'm putting my faith in this analog trust. I'm going against my heart, going against my mind, against my mind, leaving the safety of the shore behind, of the shore behind. Going against the rules that I carefully made, stepping out of the comfortable shade. I'm losing the battle, but I'm winning the war, because I can't fight this feeling anymore. Against my heart, I'm giving in. Against my heart, let it begin.
record store, looking exactly like you did before. The same old jacket and the same old smile. It's been a really, really long while. I hesitated by the avenue, wondering if I should walk up to you. But the universe has a funny way of bringing back the ghosts of yesterday. The tape rewinds to 1984. A sudden knock upon a closed door. I thought the fire had turned into ash, but memories are hidden in the cache. After all this time, the feeling remains, a quiet echo in the purple rain. After all this time, the signal is strong, like a missing verse to a favorite song. I'm falling back into the neon haze, lost inside your familiar gaze. We grab a coffee and we talk so slow about the places that we used to go. The arcade hall and the midnight drive, the moments that made us feel alive. The years between us start to blur and fade under the cover of this synthwave shade. It's like we simply paused the video and picked it up exactly where we let it go. Is it an illusion? Is it just a glitch? A sudden spark from a broken switch? I don't really care what the logic says. I'm happy living in these vintage days. After all this time, the feeling remains, a quiet echo in the purple rain. After all this time, the signal is strong, like a missing verse to a favorite song. I'm falling back into the neon haze, lost inside your familiar gaze. After all, after
The sky is bleeding into midnight black. There's no turning around and no looking back. We're caught in the middle of a cosmic war, searching for what we were fighting for. The shadows are moving on the bedroom wall, waiting for the kingdoms of the light to fall. But I've got a fire burning in my chest, a heart that will never find its rest. Through the valley of the digital night, I'll be the one us down this lonely road. 1,000 signals in the electric air, but only one truth that we both share. Don't let the darkness take your soul away. We're the children of the coming day, in the neon garden where the secrets grow. We'll find the power that the others don't know. Sacrifice the night, reach into the light. Nothing can stop us now. I've made a sacred vow. In the name of love, I'll break the sky. In the name of love, I'll never die. I'll cross the border of the great unknown to bring you back to the heart of the throne. Everything I do in the name of love, by the stars in the name of love. In the name of love.
The walk from the school was a lonely mile. I hadn't practiced my cinematic smile. The world was a heavy and a confusing place. I couldn't keep up with the modern pace. I kept my head down looking at the street, trying to soften my heavy, nervous feet. But I had a sanctuary in my coat, a beautiful lifeboat that would always float. I put the foam headphones over my ears and washed away all the invisible fears. The analog ribbon started to spin, and that is where the magic would begin. Back when the music held my trembling hand and guided me safely through the barren land. When the music held me tight and secure, the only medicine that was totally pure. A symphony acting as a heavy shield until my quiet analog heart was healed. The synthesizer hums a gentle, sweet drone, reminding me that I wasn't alone. The singer was whispering my exact pain like a quiet umbrella in the sudden rain. I didn't need the popular kids to care. I was walking upon the electric air, a pocket-sized heaven running on batteries, bringing my restless anxiety eternity. VHS tape spinning, blurring out the lines. I'm searching for the rhythm of a different time. Retro futuristic, heart in overdrive. Two lonely strangers try and feel alive. Break the silence, stop the world. Everything we were, spinning in a swirl. Bittersweet and electric, lost in the cold. Down this lonely neon lit road. Is this eternity or a ghost of the past? A neon dream that was never meant to last. Hold on to the frequency, don't let it fade. In this 80s love that we both made, is this eternity? Forever in the blue, lost in the signal, just me and you. Neon eternity. The midnight rain has washed the pavement clean. The absolute finest movie I have ever seen. I step out of the diner and I pop my collar high. Underneath the glowing heavy purple sky, I've got my headphones resting gently on my head, forgetting every single cynical thing they said. The city is a jungle, but I've got the magic key, a vintage rhythm playing exclusively for me. The street lamps reflect on the puddles below, bathing my sneakers in the amber glow. I don't need a taxi, I don't need a ride. I've got the music playing softly inside. I've got a pocket full of neon and a retro beat, walking like a king down the empty street. A pocket full of neon shining in the dark, fueling the fire of the analog spark. Let the heavy world sleep in their heavy beds. I've got a million melodies playing in my head. The funky guitar plays a happy, bright hook. I'm ripping the pages from the cynical book. I pass the closed arcades and the sleeping stores. I don't wanna play the modern games anymore. A couple of coins and a plastic cassette, the absolute best night that I've had yet. A pocket of freedom, wild and sweet. The day was a mountain that you had to climb, but you've reached the valley and you've reached the time. The city is sleeping and the streets are bare. Leave all your worries in the midnight air. The digital noise is starting to fade. Rest in the comfort of the shadows we made. There is no pressure and there is no rush, just a beautiful analog hush. The moon is a beacon in the indigo deep, guiding you softly into the sleep. The frequency's low and the rhythm is slow, with absolutely nowhere else to go. Close your eyes and let the world drift away. Forget the heavy shadows of the long hard day. Close your eyes, you're safe in my arms, protected entirely from the outside harms. Just breathe in the magic and breathe out the pain. I'll be your shelter from the winter rain. I'll watch the shadows dance on the wall, while the gentle rivers of the evening call. The synthesizer hums a steady low drone. You never have to walk the darkness alone. Dream of the oceans and dream of the stars, healing the invisible hidden scars. A vintage promise, quiet and deep, a beautiful secret that we're gonna keep. Sleep now, my darling, the battle is won. You've done enough under the sun. The tape is still rolling, steady and true, watching over the beauty of you. Close your eyes and let the world drift away. Forget the heavy shadows of the long hard day. Close your eyes, you're safe in my arms, protected entirely from the outside harms. Just breathe in the magic and breathe out the pain. I'll be your shelter from the winter rain. Close your eyes tonight, my love. Close your eyes, watch the stars above. The calendar page is a heavy falling leaf. We're standing on the edge of a beautiful belief. The neon signs are flickering, ready to change. The world is feeling beautiful, heavy and strange. We packed the cassettes in a heavy wooden box, secured by a million gentle mental locks. We wore the denim jackets until they frayed, and lived inside the sanctuary we made. The purple light. We're hiding from the coldness of the night. The radio is humming soft and low, a classic from a long, long time ago. I see the reflection in your glass of wine, a quiet confirmation that you're mine. No crowded places, no artificial scene, just the beautiful magic in between. We've locked the doors and turned the outside down, the quietest corner in this noisy town. I don't need a map or places to explore. I found exactly what I'm looking for. I just wanna be close to you tonight, basking in the soft and golden light. Close to you, where the heavy burdens fade, resting in the beautiful love we made. A vintage feeling, steady and complete, making the bitter world taste so sweet. The saxophone is crying softly in the back. We're perfectly aligned upon the track. I pull you in and hold you by the waist, a memory that time cannot erase. The digital rush is something we ignore, while casting our shadows on the wooden floor. Every breath you take is like a quiet song. vintage player you ever met. But then you laughed and looked my way.